our mission as a company is to stop bad actors, to make the world a safer place, a more just place. And so we'll continue to invest in our product development work and making sure that we can help brands that are becoming financial services companies identify problems.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So let me introduce you guys to Trisha. She's the CEO and co-founder of Unit21. You want to tell us a little bit more about yourself and about the company?
Yeah, well, excited to be here. Unit21 is an anti-fraud and anti-money laundering software company that works with financial services companies like banks, fintech companies, payment companies to identify fraud and money laundering on their platform.
Awesome. So you want to tell us a bit more about how it works and how you built that up? What was the inspiration behind the company and how it came to be?
Yeah, I previously worked at an online lending company called Affirm, and I was there for about 4 years. And Affirm, if you're not familiar, does buy now, pay later. So you can buy a mattress and split it in 4 payments, 6 payments. And we saw a lot of fraud happen on the platform where people stole other people's identities and took out a loan in their name and ultimately were not liable for it. So we had to build a lot of infrastructure to identify that fraud, and it was a very time-consuming affair. So we ended up saying the impetus for Unit21 was this takes way too much time for companies to identify, and it shouldn't be something that people have to build in-house expertise on. Yeah, that's how we started the company.
Okay, so we've seen a lot of these buy now, pay later companies come up. Most recently, Apple has come into this.
Yeah.
What are your opinions on that? And then we'll move forward with the future of your company, Unit21.
Yeah, I mean, the buy now, pay later market has been hot and maybe a little colder right now, but hot again. And the truth is, it's not just buy now, pay later, but it's all of financial services, where previously you were getting financial services from your bank. So you go to Bank of America, whatever, JP Morgan, and then you get some kind, or RBC, and you get some kind of banking product, debit card and credit card. But now what's happening is this trend called embedded finance, where brands are becoming financial services companies. So a company like Apple is doing lending. There are companies, MindBody, where you can book yoga classes. And now they're a payments company. Like, it's a legitimate financial services company.
Okay, cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, like you would think it's just a yoga scheduling.
Yeah, it's a scheduling app. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What do you think is the effect of that going to be on the larger market being so saturated with such companies? Or do you think there are going to be smaller companies that will be open to fraud and things like that? And how does Unit21 help them avoid that?
Yeah, embedded finance is going to become really big, where my hypothesis is that every brand will have some kind of financial services component to it. So let's take an example of something really like basic, like maybe you have a gym that you go to, but the gym itself might give you a credit card for certain types of gym rewards or certain types of loyalty programs. And so with our credit card now, that means that the gym is kind of like a small bank. And because there will be the financial services will proliferate and be distributed by non-financial services companies, there will be a lot more fraud, because fraudsters just now have a bigger surface area. They don't have to just attack an RBC, they can also attack this gym, or they can attack MindBody, or they can attack Apple, which are, none of them are financial services companies. So we think fraud is only going to increase.
Right, so how will Unit21 help these companies, and what is it that Unit21 does in the nitty-gritty of things, if you want to go into like a nerdy explanation of what it is you do, because no one can explain it better than you can.
Yeah. So what Unit21 does is we help identify anomalous activity by aggregating non-transactional data. So what we say is, MindBody, you have this person who's making a lot of payments. Don't just look at the payment data, look at all of their activities. So are they making payments for yoga classes on the same day in multiple different locations? that seems weird. Maybe someone's like stealing someone's credit card and trying to test out different systems. So that is something that you should look at. And the non-payment data that we're looking at is what are the location of the yoga classes and how many yoga classes are they booking and is that normal? So I think there's a lot of opportunity because these processes are going to attack all of these companies, and there's a lot of opportunity to use the data that each of these companies has in a more meaningful manner.
Right. So what stage are you guys in as a company, and where are you guys headed?
We've raised close to $100 million.
Congratulations for that.
Yeah, it's been a really fun journey to see the company take its own shape. And really where we are going is our North Star, our mission as a company is to stop bad actors, to make the world a safer place, a more just place. And so we'll continue to invest in our product development work and making sure that we can help brands that are becoming financial services companies identify from.
Awesome. What's the end goal here? Is it to get bought out? Is it to set up the company on such a large scale where you have clients like Apple coming to you? What's your vision for the company?
My vision is for it to be an independent company that is able to provide a lot of value to the world and help fight fraud.
Awesome. Any case studies as of yet that you guys have gone through? Could avoid it by doing something else different.
Yeah, absolutely. So one company that we work with is a company called Intuit. They provide a lot of software products. They have a product called TurboTax, through which you can file taxes. And they have a product called QuickBooks where you can send invoices. So you can send an invoice to somebody and say like, hey, I need this payment if you're a small business owner. And what we've seen is if you're just looking at the particular payment, there's not that much information. But if you look at the details of the invoice, what type of business is it? What is the revenue of the business? What is how many employees does the business have? Then you can get a more better picture of is this transaction fraudulent? So for example, hotel might have more seasonal type of behavior where maybe in the winter month, like a hotel in the Caribbean might get a lot more traffic than if it was sometime in the fall, for example. And so maybe the invoice payments that they're making to their vendors is going to have a different type of behavior than if it was something like, a mom and pop bakery, which may have traffic all year round.
Yeah. So are you going to be focusing on the smaller businesses like the mom and pops and the larger businesses as well, like the institutions today that we have that are Apple and Samsung? Or is it going to be focused on one or the other market?
We work with all types of companies in the world. We work with super tiny mom and pop shops. We also work with companies like Intuit. We work with the biggest fintech banks in Canada, like Wealthsimple. We work with companies that are even in the non-financial services space, like Patreon, where you get tips. So it really is a broad range. Ultimately, our goal is to solve fraud, whoever it is.
That's awesome to hear, and we look forward to all the exciting news coming from Unit21. So yeah, that was our conversation with Trisha, and we look forward to hearing more from you soon.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to catching all of the bad actors.